Hi everybody, it's Kirsten. So I was asked an anonymous question on Tumblr a while back, and I feel really bad because I didn't get to it as soon as I would have liked to have. I've been sick and moving and in school, and just life has been crazy, and I feel really bad about not putting this question on priority because the question's important, and but not just that, but I just would like to say to all my anonymous posters who post on my Facebook page or on my Tumblr page, I'm sure if you've followed my blog for a long time, you've seen me like freak out on some people. And I feel bad, but I don't because there's a line. But this anonymous person asked me a question that most people ask me, but they don't ask in a nice way. And this anonymous person worded it so wonderfully, and I honestly, I could not appreciate you more, whoever you are. Thank you. Like, seriously, I'm not kidding. People these days don't realize like how they word things impact people, and they don't think of the consequences of how they say things, or they just don't care, and they think that their opinions on certain things are right, therefore everybody else's is wrong. And that can be really hard to swallow, especially with something as personal as deciding to choose gastric bypass. So how you said this to me, from the bottom of my heart, like, I appreciate it so much. And so that's why I feel really bad about not getting a response to you sooner, because it's really appreciated. But I'm gonna read to you what the anonymous person posted. Hi Casey, congrats on your bangin' bod. Right, I know. I wanted to ask you a question, but I hope it doesn't come off as offending. You didn't look like big before, so I was wondering if there was special circumstances for your surgery. Okay, so yes, there were special circumstances for my surgery. There were actually quite a few. And I guess to start with, when people go in wanting to have gastric bypass surgery, there's two mindsets that you can have. There's, I want a quick fix. Oops. I want a quick fix. Or I want to get my life back and really change it and see this as a tool. I'm not gonna lie, there are people that go in thinking that they can just have the surgery, they'll lose all this weight, they can eat whatever they want again, it'll just be smaller portions, and then that's it, and they're done. But that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. It's like that TV commercial. I don't remember which one it is, but that's not how this works. When I was 257 pounds, because to some degree, you're right, I was on the small end for what's considered a line for gastric bypass surgery. The standard rule for allowing somebody to have gastric bypass is you have to have a BMI of 40 or higher, or a BMI from 35 to 40 with at least one or two comorbidities. And a comorbidity is a disease or a life-changing illness or something that impacts your daily life because of your weight. So I had a BMI at my highest weight. I think it was a 42. I'm almost positive it was a 42. I was heavier at some point. I think I weighed at most 270 pounds. But when I went in for my first bariatric appointment, I was 257. With that being said, I lost some weight. And I did it in the not healthiest way for me. And that was one of my deciding factors of I need this surgery, was because of that. So I'm going to move that. I thought my roommate was home. So I had 3 comorbidities. I had obstructive sleep apnea, really bad. So I wasn't sleeping through the night. I was waking up like and being alert at least 5 or 6 times a night. I wasn't sleeping any more than 2 hours at a time. And that's dangerous. I would stop breathing in my sleep. I wasn't comfortable. And then my second comorbidity is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So that made things complicated because then I was told at 15 actually that I couldn't ever have children. And so I was being robbed of my chance of being a mother, and that's something that I would be really good at. And it made my periods really heavy and inconsistent, and my hormones were a mess. I have a little bit of acne now, but my face, even if you watch like my videos from when I first started my journey, my face was terrible. I had big cystic acne that would just like, my skin would just tear and it wouldn't heal, and I've got scars from it, and it's not fun. And then my third one was acid reflux disease, and I gave myself acid reflux disease, and which sounds funny, but that was, you know how in the beginning I said that I was probably close to 275 pounds and I dropped to like 257? The reason that happened was because there was a time when I was told that I was pre-diabetic, and I was so sick of being overweight, and I hated what I had done to my body, and I was going to do it the old-fashioned way. I was going to stick to the book. I was going to eat healthy and do all these things and go to the gym and work out. So I went to the gym every freaking day for like 2 hours, I think was probably my average time there, which is what I do now. But back then when you're 250 or close to 275 pounds, that's pretty drastic. And I went on Nutrisystem. And there's a little thing about me that's different than most people. I have something called oral allergy syndrome, which, to sum up quickly, is I'm allergic to fruits and vegetables. And to water it down to easy, understandable terms, because when most people hear you're allergic to fruits and vegetables, they think you're crazy. And trust me, my mom's a fitness fanatic and a marathon runner and has never been overweight a day in her life. And so when I told her that I thought I was allergic to fruits and vegetables, she thought it was nuts. So I remember the day I went and I grabbed a piece of cantaloupe because my mom would try to like regulate my meals for me to try to like help me lose weight and everything. And I was so sick of her making me eat things that physically hurt, and she didn't believe me. So I went and got a piece of cantaloupe and I rubbed it on the inside of my lips, and I got these big blisters. Oh man, I should have put pictures on my phone and then I would have showed you. So I'd get massive blisters, my eyes would water, my tongue would swell, like crazy things would happen because I'd eat these fruits and vegetables. And what it is fruits and vegetables grow outside with the trees and the plants and the pollen and the ragweed and everything else. What normal people are allergic to. So my allergies are so sensitive, so severe, so extreme that when I eat a fruit and vegetable, my body actually thinks I'm eating ragweed, pollen, trees, grasses, a whole bunch of like crazy stuff that normal people are allergic to. So my body like overreacts to that. So I'm super sensitive to just regular allergies, pollen allergies. To get through a day, a normal day for me, I take 4 pills of Zyrtec every day. That's like my standard baseline whatever. I carry an EpiPen because I will go into anaphylactic shock if I eat the wrong thing. Carrots are probably the worst things if they're raw. If they're cooked, it's a little bit of a different story. Same with all of them. I can eat them if they're cooked because if you know anything about chemistry, when you heat things up, it changes the protein structure of the thing and your body doesn't recognize it. It's a different substance when it's heated up, technically. So my body doesn't recognize the allergen anymore once it's changed form because of heat. So, long story short, I decided to do Nutrisystem, and Nutrisystem has you eat as many vegetables and whatever throughout the day to keep you full. And I was so tired of being fat and unhealthy and miserable, I would just take tons of Zyrtec and just down these vegetables and stuff that I was allergic to. and hope that I would still lose the weight. But what I ended up doing was permanently damaging the lining of my esophagus and the opening to my stomach. I was, instead of just having an oral reaction, I was having an allergic reaction from the inside out. And I ended up putting myself in the hospital. The acid reflux never went away. And in fact, it was so bad that when I would lay down at night, I would have stomach acid come up my throat and I'd cough it up. And I would have to go eat like breads and carbs and things that would kind of soak up the stomach acid to hold it down. So now I have sleep apnea and I'm waking up in the middle of the night, not just because of food, but because the heartburn and the acid reflux was so bad that I needed to keep it down, and I had to keep eating to keep it down unless I was awake, and then I had to start sleeping upright, and it was a mess. So I can't diet like everybody else. So when people have lashed out at me and told me that, like, you're taking the easy way out, like, you have no idea how bad I wish that I could diet like a normal person. And I'm not saying that I would change my decision on gastric bypass, because everybody hits their own limit when they feel like they need to resort to surgery. It's not an easy choice. It's never an easy choice. It's not an easy option. It's not the easy way out. But what it means to be done with dealing with these battles every day means something different to everybody. And for me, I was done. I was exhausted. I was mentally exhausted from feeling like, because of my hormones and everything from the polycystic, I was working out and I wasn't losing any weight. Like I said, I was in the gym 2 hours almost every day of the week, and I did not lose, within the first month, I didn't lose anything. But then that's when I started Nutrisystem, and I was essentially like starving myself because eating the fruits and vegetables was so miserable and it hurt so bad that at some point I just said, I'm not going to eat. And I didn't like eating the food, but I really wanted to lose weight. I didn't care, so I lost the weight the wrong way. And that's because those types of dieting methods don't work for me. And what works for me may work for someone else, and for other people, gastric bypass doesn't work. Like that's just the way that this whole thing works. No, fitness, health, weight loss, weight gain, everything is different to everybody. It's never going to be the same. And for me, this was the best choice that I ever made, having this surgery. And I wouldn't trade it for the world, honestly, because now my acid reflux is gone. They fixed it whenever they did my surgery. And then I don't have to eat fruits and vegetables. I'm on a mainly protein-based diet. And in some weird way, like, my allergies have gotten better. I do eat some fruits and vegetables, only ones that I can tolerate, and I don't push it, especially with having a sensitive pouch. Ones that I can't, like cantaloupe and carrots and what else? Any type of melon, really, I can't do. Cantaloupe, honeydew, watermelon, all of that, that will get me really, really bad. But I can do, like, pineapple. I can do a little bit of grapes. Apples can be okay. I can do regular, like, iceberg lettuce. I can do spinach. So, like, certain things I can make work. Sometimes it helps if they're kind of masked in other foods. So if I, like, I'll make, like, what is it that I made the other day? Or a few weeks ago, I took, like, chicken or turkey, I don't remember which one, and then I put spinach, tomatoes, mozzarella, and I baked it in, like, the muffin pans, and I made little muffin tin things. I can do that because, one, it's cooked, so it doesn't bug me, but, like, that gets a vegetable in me, but that's not, and even before I had the surgery, I was taking mass amounts of vitamins because of the fact that I can't get them through fruits and vegetables like everybody else can. So taking vitamins when I started having the surgery wasn't anything new to me. So those were it was just a cycle. It was an ugly, nasty cycle of unhealthiness and unhappiness, and when you see that things aren't working, you can't expect it to be motivated, because I was going to the gym and I was tired, and when you work out at 257 pounds, it sucks. Like, and it sucks for anybody at any of their bigger sizes, like, to what you've compared it to or whatever. It's not fun. Like, going to the gym now is fun for me because I don't weigh 257 pounds. It doesn't hurt anymore. The pressure isn't there on my joints anymore that there was before. I can run. I went from running like a 27-minute mile to a 7:30. Like, that's ridiculous. I enjoy it. I can push myself to go faster now, and it doesn't hurt. But I never had that opportunity back then because I was fighting an uphill battle that I wasn't going to win. And this surgery was a tool to help me get control back. And it was incredible. It worked for me. It was just the right choice for me, and I was at the right point in my life where I needed it. Because there are so many people who wait and they wait and they wait, and you know what? If you wait, it's not a bad thing, because if you're not ready for this mentally, then don't do it, because it's literally a last resort option. If you are not ready to make those changes mentally and make this an everyday battle for the rest of your life and accepting that you've had gastric bypass, don't do it. So I think I was done. I was done struggling, and I didn't want to waste my life. I didn't want to look back and have this surgery. If I would have had this surgery 10 years from now, I could have been that 600-pound person that was stuck on a couch. I could easily have seen my life going that way. Because if you're allergic to fruits and vegetables and you can't diet like everybody else, and working out sucks and you're not losing weight, it's so easy to say, who cares? What does it matter anymore? I felt condemned to that body, and I found a way out. Through Health East in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and St. Paul, I found a way out. I found a way for me to take control of my life and get it back and fix things. And I walked in there for the first time on May 21st, sat down, and heard, "This is not all your fault." And that felt so good to hear. And I will never forget Dr. Sutton, who said that to me. And I could not be more grateful for all of those people. I have a whole team, and even now living in Montana, I called them last week when I was sick, and they were talking to the doctors, they were talking to the surgeons, they were giving me lists of tests that they wanted the doctors out here to run. They had my back from day one, and this would not be possible without them. The support I have had through them is outstanding. I couldn't be more grateful, and they told me when I met my surgeon, he was like, "I'm going to do the surgery, but you're going to save your life." This has always been me. I still choose what I put in my mouth. I still have to get up in the morning when I don't feel like it and go to the gym. I still have to put effort into this. I still have to think about this. I have to plan my food. I have to measure it all out. I do everything that everybody says that you can do on your own. I do it now, but now it actually works. So I hope that answers your question. And I know that this turned into a really long video, but I really appreciate how this anonymous person asked me, because I wish people were more understanding and willing to listen to everybody's circumstances. Nobody knows everyone's story of why they choose these things or what they've gone through to get where they are. I know so many obese people, and I know so many skinny people now, and nothing against being thin, but there's a lot of closed-minded people. Actually, there's closed-minded people across the board. There's people that skinny shame, there's people that fat shame, but it's so easy to look at somebody and say, wow, how did they let that happen? Or why didn't they do something about this? Or all those kinds of things, but you never really know what's going on. What if they were raised to not know any better and to not care, and that's all they're surrounded by, or they don't have the support? What if they were raped or molested as a child and this was their coping? Everybody has a story, and you can't judge somebody for finding their own way out. And for this anonymous person to not judge and still, I mean, they said I had a rockin' body. It's just pretty awesome. But there needs to be more people like that in the world who want to actually hear the right reasoning and not just be like, well, you took the easy way out. Because I did not take the easy way out. This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. This is harder than what it was when I was on Nutrisystem and I was forcing myself to do whatever. This is a lifestyle change. I can't screw this up. If I screw this up, there's no other option for me. So, and it's part of my identity now. I'm Kirsten. I had gastric bypass surgery. I saved my life on September 30th. I tried everything that I could that I was emotionally capable of doing. And this was my last resort. And it may have boiled down to a really drastic and dramatic, and I may not have looked that big, but it was just enough for me to be done. And now I have a life. I can raise kids in this healthy, beautiful body and have the energy to keep up with them. And now it's even an opportunity. I wasn't even having TMI. I wasn't having periods before I had the surgery. Since 3 months post-op, I've had them pretty regularly. There's been times where it's shaky, but I'm pretty regular. And the fact that I'm even having them just blows my mind because I hadn't had them in so long. And they've done ultrasounds, and the amount of cysts that are on my ovaries have been, one ovary doesn't have any cysts, where before it had like 12, and the other one I think had 15 or 16. It was pretty bad. They were rupturing all the time too, so I was in excruciating amounts of pain. But now, like, I have a life. It's amazing. So, there's your answer, Anonymous. I didn't want to type it all out because it's too much to explain and typing, and I'd just rather make a video. So, thank you again, and if anybody has any questions about what I've done, why I've done it, how I did it, everything, message me, and then I'll make another video. I know some people have asked me about my workouts, some people have asked about my skin, some people have asked me about my vitamins, some people asked about like what I eat. That would actually be a really good one to make a video of, is the things that I eat. So, probably gonna do that. But thank you for watching. Love you guys.